Welcome back to another special episode of Technically. Today I'm a bit out of my element because what is going to be discussed is something that I have not been familiar with for like the last, I'd probably say 7 months, like, you know, actual physical fitness. I've been slacking, yeah, even with the lockdown. So um, before we get into that, I'm going to, you're all aware that we're joined by my two least favorite people in the world, Rufaro, who is beginning to hate me more and more as time goes on, and Ed, who I think we're enemies at this point. So, um, yeah.
Yep, there is a reason why your mic was not working.
Dude. Yeah. And Rufaro was being quiet for whatever reason. And I think this is
Yes,
just
I'm
the hate
getting
being
to
transmitted.
hating you, as you
Ish.
said.
All right, so since no one here likes me except okay, let me make a good impression on our guest. Takunda Mjuru is the our guest today, the founder, creator of Zimbofit. So would I be correct in saying Zimbofit is Zim's first fitness app?
Yes, you would be correct as far as my research informs me.
Okay, awesome. So before we let him take over, I'll just do a short introduction of what Zimbofit is, because I guess I'm electing myself as the authority when the creator's here. Yeah, you know what, let's just roll with it. So I checked out the app. It basically is a progressive web app that works like an app, allows you to set meal plans, work out your workout and track progress, and accessing training programs through professionals and through their programs. They help you with meal plans and all that kind of stuff. There's a really cool layout, and it's something that is done over web, which I like. So I'll let Takunda take over and introduce himself and what Zimbofit is all about, on top of the nonsense that I was talking about.
Okay, thanks, Valentine. You pretty much wrapped it up nicely. Again, being redundant, my name is Takunda, normally Taku. Don't you hate it when interviews for jobs and everything, when you ask them, okay, so tell us about yourself, and then they say, oh, okay, my name is Takunda. We know you are Takunda. We kind of have the CV in front of us. But anyway,
Move on to more pressing things.
Exactly. So I've always been pretty passionate about technology, and I have a background in computer science and IT management and everything. My day job is actually as an IT executive, but I spend a lot of time working out. So with this whole working out thing, I kind of figured there's a lot of apps that I went through that I started using and everything. I suppose we'll get into that a bit later, but coming around to Zimbofit, what it basically is and what it achieves, it's more about what it achieves. It is a whole product platform for people to achieve their fitness goals. And the reason why I say a whole product is because there are a lot of elements in it that are carefully picked to make the right combination for people who want to achieve their fitness goals. So you find everything in there. So it's mainly motivated by people who want to achieve fitness goals, and then we kind of plugged in everything that we need, that those people need rather, to appear in that app. I think in a summary kind of way, that's what it is.
Awesome. Thank you for not making me redundant with my first question. That's very kind of you. I should learn a lot from you. So obviously the starting point would be it's Zim's first fitness app. So my question is in 3 parts. So the inspiration behind it, what drove it, and the second part is what market are you targeting with the application, and the third part would be, since it's offering meal plans and exercise regimens, you're a fitness guru yourself. So obviously you supplied some of the stuff and the partners you partnered up with. So can you break down those elements, the inspiration for the app, market you're targeting, and the partners you have on board?
Okay, so the inspiration, as I pointed out earlier on, I've been quite big on fitness for a while, for as far back as I can remember, actually. From sports in primary school and everything, to high school, to university, to after all of that, and then you can't really spend a lot of time playing football and everything unless it's those boozer leagues or whatever. But you start going to the gym and things like that. So the inspiration has always been to live this fitness lifestyle. There's a lot that comes into it. It's not just, you know, just showing up at the gym every day or every second day or whatever. There's a lot that goes into it, making it an actual lifestyle. And this is something that I experienced myself and tried to find in apps that are out there. And the main thing that I wanted was to sort of track the progress with everything that I would do. So it turned out that in my experience, with every sort of fitness direction that I tried to take, I had to get a different app for it. If I wanted to start tracking, you know, meal related stuff, it needed to be a whole different situation and everything. And then I started looking around because I've been to a few gyms around Zim and it's the same sort of problem. And then I figured with all of these problems that we have, um, I started doing research. I'm like, what are the main three things that people are worrying about when they want to embark on a fitness journey? And then what I found was that it was one, they want a way to track their fitness, and then two, they want some guidance from professionals for actual training, you know, make sure they're safe and all of that, which is why you find a lot of the times in these gyms there's personal trainers that are hanging out, uh you know, making noise in the corner, or with actual people training them and everything. And then the last thing is the food side of it, the diet side of it. I mean, every other day, I'm sure if you get into a group with people who are trying to diet, you hear things like banting or whatever catchphrase there is, but it just tells you that food is a big part of that. So with those three pillars, I then decided we have a lot of people who provide these services. We have local trainers, a whole gang of local trainers that just don't have access to clients as much as they would want to. And then you also have nutritionists. To be fair, nutritionists are known by a very small niche market. But there's a lot of them that could benefit a lot of people in many different ways. It's not just for fitness, it's for things like, you know, people with chronic conditions, for example. So I figured since there is no app out there that specifically services the Zimbabwean market, screw it, let me just have a go at it and try to put one together myself, put those three things in there. And then a few months later, here we are. We have an app that can track what you're doing. We have an app that you can get content from fitness trainers and guidance from them and get to meet them if you so please. And then you also have on the same platform a service that allows you, depending on what you're trying to achieve, what your fitness goals are, what you're working out on, you know, you have the access to a meal planning and health and lifestyle coaching service as soon as you request it. So that was as far as the inspiration went. And then the markets, it started out as, you know, just fitness oaks like myself. And then it started spreading out to people that are, you know, for example, people that are just advised by their doctors to say, you know, you need to start running or walking so many Ks a day, whatever. And then a lot of those people, for example, the people with chronic conditions, like I mentioned, will also have special dietary requirements, which is where you find the nutritionists who come in. So it is mainly people who have fitness interests that they want to achieve using those three pillars in one go for recreational fitness as well as survival fitness. So that about makes up the market. And of course, these are people that have to be, you know, that have a tendency to use products that are online and apps and that sort of thing, because you find a lot of these people will not, I suppose you have fear of them now because we're in a digital kind of environment, but in a normal environment, there are not a lot of people who actually use fitness apps or apps in general. They just have specific apps that they use, like WhatsApp and everything. So those are the traits that will make up my market. And then in terms of partnerships, you'd be very surprised how easy it is to reach out to these people to kind of bring a new idea to them. My partnerships span as far as personal trainers for, you know, the training side of what I just described, and nutritionists. And that's about it. The rest I've done myself pretty much, apart from the developer that I worked with, you know, mercenary kind of situation. The trainers themselves, I marketed it on Facebook, Instagram to literally call out to trainers as well as some that I knew personally, to spread the word from all of the gyms I've been to and everything. Sat them down in a session, guys, this is what I want to do. This is what's in it for you. And this is how it would go. And then, you know, a few of them were like, oh, okay, cool. Because a lot of these people are trying to find different ways to make money. And this was an interesting way for them to actually make money. But it did come with its difficulties, of course. Some of them are not very tech savvy. So they're thinking, oh, I have so much work to do on an online platform. No, they don't understand that, you know, it's literally me doing everything. And then with nutritionists, these guys are not to take anything away from any other profession, but these are medical people, so they tend to be very analytical in everything that they do, and their work is very, very important, and a lot of times holds a lot of consequence. So, you know, when you'd have conversations with these people, you start talking about, you know, things like around intellectual property, what happens with that, what exactly am I coming in as an employee or a consultant, or what am I going to do? Are these clients going to be my clients, your clients, whatever? But, you know, partnerships were made in that regard. But those are the main the only two partners, actually, as far as it goes, to making Zimbofit a whole product. The rest I've pretty much done myself.